So the first thing I want to do is to add the chat trigger and then right away our AI agent. Obviously, the first thing we want to add is our OpenAI model, so the chat model here. So OpenAI, obviously you can use different models as you wish. However, I prefer to use OpenAI. And now the first thing I want to do with my AI agent is to add here the Gmail node, okay? So right there, the first thing I want to do is to send an email, basically. And the first thing we have here is tool description, so set automatically, operation send, and now we can use AI to define the fields, so to and subject, and also the message. And without just writing even the instructions, let me open the chat and now say something like, please, let's click here, please send an email to christianudemy at gmail.com and just, I don't know, tell a funny joke. Perfect. We can do this and we can see if that works. So basically what it did, it used first the OpenAI, then it created an email, and at the end, it just provided the output. So I've sent an email to christianudemy.com, actually at gmail.com with a funny joke. So now let's check it. So right now I can see it works. So it sent to me an email with my joke. And that's great. We didn't even need to provide any instructions. And this is another point. You don't need to provide the instructions until it works, like there is no point. But what we can do right now is to add another tool, which will be Google Calendar. So simply I just wanna here schedule some meeting. And now for that specific case, let me put it here. I can go ahead and just take my calendar and now use AI to provide the start date and date. Yeah, and that's pretty everything. And then what I want to do is to open the chat and type, please schedule for me an event at 8 p.m. Okay, it should last 1 hour. Okay. Now what it should be doing is to use calendar to schedule a meeting. And then, this is the point. Like, look what happened here. It's scheduled for us a meeting right there for the date, which is 2024. This is June, probably. This is June. And this is weird because for now we've got other date. If I go ahead to my calendar, right now I don't have any meeting scheduled. So this is the point. From this moment, we need to start creating our instructions for the AI agent, how to behave. So basically, the first thing is the purpose. Okay, so we need to provide the purpose. So let's provide it. I mean, you are an executive, a professional, or even a professional executive assistant. Your job is to complete the tasks you are requested to do from the user. This is pretty simple. I mean, it's enough. The next thing we want to add is capabilities. Okay, and this is the point. Basically, now we want to add in the capabilities our specific date. So always when it's required to perform some task, when it's required to perform some task that requires date. I know maybe that my style of writing is not that clear, but whatever, that requires dates to use. You can use this time. Okay, you can use this time as the reference. Even let's make it more clear as the reference. What time is it? What time It is. It is. Okay. And now we just provide just dollar sign. And now, okay, so we just give the exact time. And then additionally, let's provide the tools. So right now what we do, we just use iterative prompting. So we just train our model. We are just creating the instructions. So basically for the tools, and this is the point, we need to provide the exact names for the tools. So the first tool is send a message in Gmail and create an event in Google Calendar. So basically here, send a message via Gmail. And now I can type use this tool to send emails. Then we've got the next tool, which is maybe let's provide it without, or maybe with, okay, let's provide it this way. The next tool will be create an event via Google Calendar. Use this tool to schedule the meetings that user requests. Okay, requests, and that's great. So far we've got purpose, capabilities, tools. So send email via Gmail, create an event via Google Calendar, create an event in Google Calendar and in Gmail. Okay, so let's change it. Perfect. And then what we want to add is the event interaction style. So basically, for now, in particular, we don't do interaction. Okay, interaction style. So what I said now in particular, we don't need it for this calendar task, but for basically for sending an email, we need to have the specific style. So when you send emails, keep, let's say, keep professional and funny tone in the responses, whatever, in the responses. Perfect. And now that's really everything. So let's see what we have. Purpose, you're a professional executive assistant. Your job is to complete the tasks you are requested to do from the user. Okay. Then we've got capabilities. So always when it's required to perform some task that requires dates to use, you can use this time. Also inside capabilities, I can add always use tool or tools to perform a task if it's needed, okay, but mostly it is, so we can just program it this way. Okay, and we've got, by this way, we've got all of our instructions. Also we've got the tools, interaction style, so we just created our instructions. And then basically what we can do, we can just provide some specific, once again, we can just run it. So let's see how it works. Okay, so it didn't use our tool, create an event in Google Calendar. So this way, we need to actually program it, actually change some things. So create an event in Google Calendar, use this tool to schedule the meeting that user requests. Always use tool to perform a task if it's needed. We can also provide the notes. Okay, so we can provide the notes, additional informations, because I think it's comprehensive. So notes, every time when you run, actually every time, make sure you used the tool to complete the task. Okay, let's actually run it once again. Still there is a problem, so let's see what's here. Okay, event create, it's fine, but still our agent doesn't use our tool. So let's provide other instructions. You're a professional executive assistant. Your job is to complete the tasks you are requested to do from the user. Based on the tools using the tools you have. Okay, even capabilities always when it's required to perform some task that requires date. Okay, always use tools to perform a task. Tools send a message in Gmail, create an event in Google Calendar, use this tool to schedule the meeting that user requests. Every time when user actually here or even wait, I didn't provide actually here. Okay, this is the problem. I provided here the prompt in the prompt. Maybe let's do the system message. And now what I forgot to add, obviously, as I see here, is the chat input for sure. So this is the main problem, okay? So right now, I think it will work. Let's provide the expression. Let's see what we have here. Your job is to complete the tasks you are requested to do from the user. Let's remove it. And here, okay, let's also remove it. And now let's test it out. So yeah, this was the mistake, and I hope right now it will work. So now what it does, it uses OpenAI, then Google Calendar, and that's great. Our meeting is scheduled, and we should have it, yeah, right here. That's perfect, okay? So we've got our meeting, which is scheduled. I was a little bit confused because our instructions were, I mean, perfect, like we defined everything. However, this is another point. If you don't get the results that you require, always check if everything is fine, like inside here, because I didn't check it. I had to figure it on my own that I forgot to provide just the prompt. Or if everything is fine, like this is the problem with the instructions then, okay? But you will see that obviously, so yeah, it works this way. And by this way, basically we just structured our system message for the agent to work. So we've got pretty nice structure. However, for now, let's move on. Let's add another tool, which is actually Gmail. So what we want to do is to get our labels, maybe, and then we'll just give a label to a specific email. So now simply let's, what we want to do here, choose the label and now get many. So maybe we can just type, give me my Gmail labels. Okay, so it used the tool perfectly. And now I've got my labels. So important, rush, draft, spam. Yeah, all of the labels I have. So newsletter, courses, learning, financial, great. So I've got this step accomplished. And then I want to actually get my, what do we want to do? We want to get our emails. So what we need to do, basically, we want to get our emails, labels we have, and then just say, okay, for the last email, just give it a label, if that makes sense. So what we want to do is to get a message, over here, get. And for the message ID, I want to just define it by AI. And also here, do we have something else? So what we do, we get the message. Let me see. I get the thread. No, we just get the message this way. Okay. We just get the message or even get many. Okay, I just wanted to search for it. So we just get many messages. And then let's see. So give me 3 last emails or even two last. Give me two last emails from my Gmail. Okay. Let's see. So once again, it worked. So it gave me the email from Online Jobs and Udemy. All right. And here, if I go there, yeah, these are the 2 last messages, last emails. That's great. And even we didn't specify actually the tools, how to use them inside the tools category, but we'll add it later. However, for now, what we want to do is to add another Gmail tool to just basically here give a label. So I want to pick the label and just actually create, I guess. So let's see, we've got a message, or even here, do we have remove label, add label? Okay, so to the message. I want to specify the message ID and label names by AI. And now let's see if it works. I'm very curious. Please add the proper label. So choose the most accurate one to my last email. To my last email received in my inbox. So hopefully it works. But I'm concerned about the order. I mean, AI can misunderstand the order of using the tools. So what it does, firstly, it gets many messages. So let's wait. Okay, then it goes to OpenAI, it gets many labels, and then it add labels in Gmail. However, we've got a problem here, okay? So bot request, please check your parameter, invalid label notifications. Okay, so we've got invalid label. So we've got here an error. Even let me see on executions. So first see what it did. It got many messages, then it used OpenAI. It got labels, no fields, items exist, but they're empty. Like, yeah, we've got some problem here for sure. Yeah, so now what we do, we just go to our AI agent and we just fulfill our tools here, okay? So basically, let's provide it. Let's provide the dashes. And now we've got let's see the names, okay? So firstly, we've got get many labels in Gmail, get many messages in Gmail, add label to message in Gmail. So get many messages in Gmail. Use this tool to get previous messages from our messages. Also, it's important. Messages from our Gmail account. What we had, get labels from Gmail, I guess, and add label to message in Gmail. So basically right now what we have, get labels from Gmail, get labels, all labels from my Gmail account, add label to message in Gmail, use this tool to add label to a message in Gmail. So right now what we can do, let's once again like provide the message. Let's go ahead to executions. Let's copy it. So please add the proper label. So choose the most accurate one to my last email received in my Gmail, in my inbox. Let's go to editor. Okay, let's run it. So it used OpenAI, get many messages in Gmail. Firstly, and I see it uses the proper order. So firstly we get messages, then we should get the label. Okay, it uses OpenAI, get many labels in Gmail, add label to message in Gmail. So still we've got a problem. So invalid label. Let's look on executions right here. Okay, OpenAI, it used, okay, this is the proper order. However, we've got but invalid label. This is the problem. Okay, make sure get labels from Gmail. Make sure to record all the labels names properly. So later you can use it. You can use it for other steps. Make sure you are using a proper label name. Okay, let's run it once again. If it won't work, we'll just do something else once again. But hopefully it works. Get many messages in Gmail. It got many labels right here. So we've got the labels. It got the messages, but still we've got a problem. So here, what's wrong? Okay, once again, right here was a problem. Okay, now it just gave a specific label, I see. Like it ran 2 times, but it gave the specific label. If I refresh, okay, like this is not the point. We don't have the label right here. But as you can see here, I've got the labels, so it didn't work. Right there, let's see once again. Okay, so it didn't work. All right, let's move on once again here. And now what we can do. For the notes, every time make sure you use the tool to complete the task. Make sure your labels, make sure to use the proper label names. Another thing, add label to message in Gmail. Use this tool to add label to a message in Gmail. Make sure you are using a proper label name. Okay. That's the point. What else we add here? Capabilities, always use the tool to perform a task. Okay, maybe let's run it once again, I guess. So please add the proper label. So choose the most accurate one to my last email received in my inbox. Maybe in my Gmail we should add, because I guess like we've got the inbox. Okay, it should mention it this way. Oh God. Okay. So once again we've got a problem. And here it shows like it did the thing. So it added the label here, but still it's not the point. It didn't add it. Like we've got even the label, this specific code. Another thing I see, actually it runs for a few times. So maybe this is the point. Let's look here. Capabilities or even notes. Make sure you get the exact amount of emails as the user requests. Not more, not less. Okay, what else? Add label to message in Gmail. Mostly it is another point. If some node doesn't work, you also focus on this specific node. So you add all of the details here. Add label to message in Gmail. Use this tool to add label to a message in Gmail to a proper message in Gmail. Make sure you're using a proper label name. Okay. What else can we add? So I've got an idea, because maybe it doesn't work for the name of the label, but maybe it will work for the ID of the label. So instead, every time use the ID of a label to match it instead of the label name. Hopefully it works. So make sure you use the exact, use the proper label ID. Okay, so now let's test it out once again. So for sure, I can say it's really typical to have a lot of problems. I mean, yeah, like when you create AI agents, you create the instructions, you may occur a lot of these obstacles throughout the way, but remember, after you just train your AI agent, then it works, yeah, for a long time. So let's see. Okay, so it added the label here. And okay, so we've added the label notifications to your last email received in your inbox. If you need any help, let me know. And hopefully it added the label. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we've got the notifications here, as you can see. So these are the notifications, and for sure it worked. That's totally great. So for now, maybe let's test it out. And now I can type send an email to me. Send an email to christianudemy@gmail.com with a joke. And now maybe let's run it firstly. So then it sends an email, and afterwards I label it properly. Okay, and now give a proper label to the last email from my inbox. Okay. Get many messages in Gmail, get many labels. So let's wait. But as you could see, I had a lot of problems with it. But accidentally, maybe not accidentally, however, by just applying this method, so iterative prompting, I managed to solve the problem. And once again, right now, if I go ahead, I refresh the page. Okay, let's see, we've got the newsletter. That's great. And yeah, it added the newsletter label to my email in my inbox. And the last thing I want to add to this AI agent is to save the information from my, let's say, email I sent to Google Sheets. So right now I can add the tool. So this agent looks really comprehensive, but I just wanted to show you that this entire formula and what you type inside works perfectly. So you can create all of the instructions, and then even your agent is capable to just, just do all of the stuff properly in the best way. But for now, let's choose the document. So we can create a document. So Google Sheets right here. Let's create the blank sheet. And now what I can do, email information, and now here, email title, email message, or even email message here. Okay, so just include only 2 fields. So email title, email message. And now basically what we can do, let's move on here. Choose the document, email information, and a sheet, which is 1. And then for actually our columns, I can use AI actually to email title. Yeah, choose email title. For the email columns, I can choose the email title, email message, however, use AI to define the values inside. Great. Okay, and now basically let me ask the following question. And before even it let's provide the instruction inside our AI agent to the tools. So here, use it to save email information to Google Sheets. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now I can type. Take the last email from my inbox and save the information inside Google Sheets. Let's see if it works. So it get labels. Actually, yeah, it works this way. We avoided by providing in the instructions something like I could have provided here in the instructions. Whenever you use, like, let's say, whenever you use, okay, maybe use this tool to save information to Google Sheets. Whenever you use this tool, firstly, get emails, and then use this tool to save information. So even you can provide the order, okay, as an instruction. Information. I see it executed our workflow successfully. So let's see. Okay, it didn't work in that case. So what's the problem? It provided 9 responses. That's weird. So we've got email title, here email message. For the message from AI, okay, even let's provide there. Get rows in sheet in Google Sheets. Use it to save email information to Sheets. Whenever you use this tool, firstly, get emails and then use this tool to save information. Only save information such as email title and email message. Once again, let's run it. So save. Let's run it. Get many messages in Gmail, so it adheres to the proper order of our entire workflow run, as I mentioned here. So it gets many messages, and then it should go to OpenAI and actually not get rows in a sheet in Google Sheets. Oh my god, it should append the row. It's my bet. So let's provide here email title, email message. Okay, and run it once again. So this is another problem. Actually, you can see by accident inside this video, I made 2 crucial mistakes. So I didn't provide here previously, like at the beginning, I didn't provide the prompt from the chat, and then it acted weird because it didn't do anything. And then instead of just append the row, I just got the row from Google Sheets. But here, okay, we've got it. So we've got our email message and we've got our email title. So once again, in this video, we created the entire agent instructions from scratch. I showed you like all of the actions, a lot of errors we occurred, how we just came through them, and how we managed to solve all of the problems.